Okay. Back to Mechiras Chametz. So we're discussing the rooms that you're going to be selling in the Chametz. You don't have to do Bedikat Chametz. But any other room that you're going to have Chametz into during the year, and you're planning to use that room for Pesach, so then that room you have to do Bedikat Chametz. So to give you a number of practical examples. A person has a car. If they eat in the car while they're driving, especially if kids that have carpools, so for sure they eat in the car. So that car, if you're planning to use it during Pesach, not God forbid Yom Tov, Chol HaMoed, you have to do Bedikas Chametz in the car. That means the car has to be cleaned properly and do Bedikas Chametz in the car. By the way, just for the record, those kids that taka eat in the car, a lot of times with carpools, the kids eat a lot in the car. The Bedikas Chametz in a car is more difficult than any particular room in the house. Because you got under the seats, in between the seats, under the carpets, under, in every possible crack and crevice in the car. Maybe not the trunk, unless you put your kids in the trunk sometimes. When you're driving, they should be quiet, then maybe they eat in the trunk too. But, if somebody's planning to use a car, and they eat in the car, so that car needs to be done Bedikas Chametz. If you have a few cars, whatever. If somebody has a business, they're planning to go into the business during Chol HaMoed, and it's a business where you bring chametz, let's say you bring your lunch every day to eat in business, whatever. So then the din is you have to do Bedikas Chametz in your rooms of your business. Now if, let's say you have Gaisha workers and they bring in their own chametz, that's not your business. Again, it's not your chametz. You're not allowed to see your chametz. But people have to be careful. Businesses, whatever. If you're planning not to walk into the business, say during Chol HaMoed, then you could just sell it with the chametz, and then you don't have to do Bedikas Chametz. Well, or you're not planning to use your car at all. Let's say sometimes there's very few days of Chol HaMoed. You're not going to be ending up using the car. What?
What's about a business subsidizes chametz all year long, like for the workers to have? And what about this?
So what happens when the businesses have chametz like that, they subsidize the chametz, they actually buy the food, or they give them money and they buy some food?
Buy the snacks, like whatever.
Okay, so then it's a problem because really it's your chametz. You just let them eat it. So when it comes Pesach time, starting from a little bit before Pesach, let's say, you should start giving them money and let them buy. Here, say, I'm giving you whatever it is, $10. You buy whatever you want. So then, whatever they buy, you're giving them the money. They acquire the money, and then when they buy chametz, it's not you're buying the chametz; it's their chametz.
Could you sell it to one of, like, let's say, an office manager who's not Jewish? And you sell them the chametz?
Yeah, but again, like we said at the beginning, if you don't know how to sell chametz to the guy, and you can just tell him it's yours and he's not acquiring it, then you're not getting anything by it.
Why isn't the mechira out?
Which mechira?
The regular mechira, you write down on the shtar.
Because they're buying it during chametz during Pesach.
No, you have like a kitchen in the office.
But wait a minute, it's still yours and they're using it.
You're selling the business on Pesach.
You're not selling the business.
You're selling the location.
You're selling the chametz. No, you're not. You're selling the chametz that's there.
Right.
But if it's your chametz that you're still using,
You're not.
then you're not. You're letting them. It's not their chametz. No, it's the original guy that you sell the chametz to. We went through the same thing again. You sell chametz to the guy. It's owned by the guy that bought the chametz. Okay. Now it's your business. You're giving them chametz during Pesach, right? You're sponsoring it. It's your chametz. They can't just walk home with all the chametz in the world. Okay? So you're giving them chametz to eat during Pesach, which you're not allowed to do. Number one, you're benefiting from the chametz. Even if it's not yours, you're still benefiting from chametz, you're feeding them, you're giving them snacks. Secondly, by you giving it to them, that means you're taking it away from the guy who you sold the chametz to, so now it becomes yours, and you're giving the workers your chametz. So what you need to do is give them money beforehand and say, listen guys, here's money, here's the allowance for money, for snacks and meals. Do what you want. The same thing if somebody has a housekeeper that comes to the house, and let's say they bring their own lunches. So obviously, even during the year, they can't use your microwave, they can't use your kalim because that's not kosher food that they have. So you don't want them eating chametz in your kitchen with all your Pesach, even if they bring the chametz. You don't want them eating their ham sandwiches. Or, as somebody told me years ago, the most popular sandwich in the cafeteria of Beverly Hills High on Pesach, ham and cheese on matzah. The guys in Beverly Hills High told me this. The most popular sandwich in the cafeteria in Beverly Hills High on Pesach was ham. I didn't hear the cheese, but it makes sense.
It was ham and cheese on matzah.
Ham and cheese on matzah. So then, they didn't eat chametz, God forbid. It's like people used to, there was a restaurant here where Bristol Farms is Chasen's. Remember, it's a very exclusive restaurant, very expensive, non-kosher restaurant. Every year on Pesach, they had a Seder. Made a Seder, the food wasn't kosher, but they made a Seder, which is good. At least they had a Seder, instead of without a Seder.
One of the non-kosher pizza places, I feel, Brothers, whatever it is, they actually advertise that they have pizza on matzah.
Pizza on matzah. What?
Is it a bigger issur to eat chametz on Pesach or to eat non-kosher meat?
Chametz and Pesach, if you're talking about punishment-wise, chametz and Pesach is kares. Hashem kills you. Tray for food is Bais Din gives you lashes. It's malchus. But again, what's worse? They're both bad.
What is tray for
Yeah, but they're both. And chametz, and Pesach, the chametz is also, on Pesach, chametz is also treif. Even glad kosher chametz, it's still glad kosher Lubavitch shechita bread, whatever. The bottom line is, that's still treif and chametz, and Pesach. There's an interesting argument, by the way, in Poskim. It's a machlekes between the Ritva and the Ran in Nedarim. If the Isurim of the Torah, the Torah forbids eating chazer, let's say. You're not allowed to eat pig. Does the Torah make the pig forbidden, or the Torah says you can't eat the pig? Is it on the chefza? Is it on the object? Or is it on the gavra? Is it on the person themselves? With a lot of, that's not for now, with a lot of halachic differences between the two opinions. Then there are opinions that say that an issa dependent on time, i.e. chametz and Pesach, and eating on Yom Kippur. So then many poskim write, and the Rishonim talk about this, that then it's only issa gavra, it's only on the person. Because you can't say on Yom Kippur the food is treif, that means a minute before Yom Kippur the food's kosher. Then it becomes treif, and all of a sudden after Yom Kippur it becomes kosher again. So therefore many Rishonim hold that by Isser Toli Bizman, Isser dependent on time, it's only on the person. The Torah says on this day you're not allowed to eat chametz, on this day you're not allowed to eat on Yom Kippur, whatever. Then other Rishonim hold that if it's something asim with Rabbanon, something which is only rabbinically forbidden, do the rabbis have the ability to make the food treif? I'll give you an example. Chicken and milk is midrabanan, right? Because it doesn't have mother's milk. So chicken and milk is rabbinically forbidden. So again, there's a machlekes and rishonim. Does that mean that the Chachamim said the object becomes treif? Or the Chachamim say you as a person can't eat it? Do they have the ability to make the object treif? In Chassidic language means we know something is not kosher as shalosh klipos hatmeis. So the question is, when the Chachamim forbid something rabbinically, does the object become shalosh klipos hatmeis? Does the object become treif? Or it remains klipos noga, the neutral level, but the person's not allowed to eat it? So there's a whole big to-do in the Rishonim about this. It's Yosef Engel, a lot of places all talks about it. From Chassidus though, in Tanya it comes out though, that the Alter Rebbe holds that even Issa the Rabbanan, he says it's shalosh klipos hatmeis. The Alter Rebbe uses, I feel Issa the Rabbanan, it's shalosh klipos hatmeis. So the Alter Rebbe seems to hold that even midrabanan, even something dependent on Zman, it becomes Isser Chefza, the object itself becomes forbidden. But this is, so what's we got into this, I remember. But anyway, so coming back to the housekeeper in your house, when the housekeeper comes to your house, they can't eat chametz in your kitchen. Or they can eat outside, because again, it's their chametz, it's not yours, you're not acquiring it, and things like that. I'll tell you where there is a problem. Huh?
If you have the room, the pantry, that's where all the chametz is.
Yeah, but you shouldn't go into that room because it belongs to the guy. Rented it to they should eat outside somewhere. What? Who? Yeah, but he's a guy stealing is worse than a Jew stealing. If a guy steals, it's chayiv misa. If a Jew steals, he's not chayiv misa. Because one Sheb mitzvah b'nei noach that a guy transgresses. For a guy, it's worse to steal than for a Jew.
So where's she going to eat her lunch?
Outside.
In the garden?
Yeah, in the Garden of Eden. I'll tell you we have a bigger problem. And this happens every year. I'm not joking. Every year this happens. One year it happened in Long Beach, down here in Long Beach, California. The one time during, the companies used to send out samples. So one year Kellogg's at Post, I remember which cereal it was, sent out cereal samples. Those little boxes of cereals? Mamish Chametz. The whole Long Beach community got it in the mail, mamish middle of Pesach. So now the question is, it came into your house, are you now owning chametz? And what do you have to do? You have to burn it, what do you have to do? So over there the din is, again, like we said before, you can't acquire something I don't want to acquire. So if I don't want to acquire the package, it's not mine. So then I have to get rid of it. But it's not mine, I never owned it. The same thing, inevitably, when people send out a lot of shalchmanis to Balabatim, UPS, FedEx, whatever it is, not overnight. Never fails every year, and the Kev cases, every year they call me, in middle of Pesach, somebody got the shalchmanis from the Chabad, they finally got it on Pesach. Now in the shalchmanis is a hamantash, a little bottle of liquor, whiskey, something. So what do you do with it? So they have to know that if such a thing comes in the mail, you should have in mind, I'm not acquiring it. Because, huh?
Yeah.
No, you can't acquire it. You have to get rid of it. You have to, what? You can't put it away, say, okay, I'm going to keep it until after Pesach, because that means you acquire it. You have to just throw it out, not accept it at all. What?
You leave it on the front porch, so that people steal stuff on people's front porches. You leave it on the front porch.
Yeah, but they usually only steal things that you don't want them to steal. Things you want them to take, for some reason, they don't take. It's Murphy's Law, by the way. It all never fails.